If you are looking for web development with C#, then this video is for you. In this video, we are going to learn about ASP.NET Core MVC framework. It is a framework for creating web application in .NET. Now, what are the prerequisites for this tutorial? First of all, you should have basic knowledge of C# and HTML, and you need to install a Visual Studio IDE, and you need to install SQL Server Management Studio. Once you have completed this tutorial and you want to build some more projects, then you can check out this playlist of mine here, build projects from scratch. You will find complete tutorial of projects here. If you find this video helpful, then please hit that like button and share this video in your circle. Hey there everyone, it's Ravindra Devrani. Let's get started without any delay. First of all, we need to install an IDE, which is Visual Studio. For that, open your browser and type here download Visual Studio and click on this link, and we are gonna select this community version. It is a free, so here click on free download and it is going to be installed soon. Okay, now it has downloaded. Okay, click on this file and select yes, and click on continue. A good amount of time, it will take a good amount of time. It is not going to be installed so quickly, and I already have installed the Visual Studio in my computer, so I cannot move further from here. But I'm going to tell you that you have to select this one, ASP.NET and web development. Please do not forget to select this one, and you are good to go. It is not going to be a very difficult process. You will do it, I know. So once the installation is finished, we will create a new project. So let's start with creating a new project. For that, we will click on this Visual Studio icon, and after that we will click on create a new project. Now you will find that we have lots of templates here, and we need MVC template. For that, we will type here MVC, and let's wait for a search result. Okay, and here we have this ASP.NET Core Web App Model View Controller template. We will select this template and click on next. Now we are going to rename this project, and I will name it MVC Core Tutorial. Click on next, and if you want to change this location, you can change according to your need. Okay, and I am going to use this latest framework, which is .NET 7.0. So now let's create it. Now our project has created, so let's run our first project. So click on this icon, and this project will be open on the web browser. So it is our default application created by .NET, and now we are gonna close it. So before moving further, let's discuss some of the terms, and we will discuss about what is MVC or what is Model View Controller. So first we will talk about model, and model contains all data related logic like schemas of a database, and it is a class. Basically it is a class. And view contains a UI representation of your application, and controller is a kind of mediator between view and model. When request is made through browser, controller handles it and returns the appropriate view. It also responsible for all the business logic. Now let's understand these things in a project. So here inside the controller folder, we define our controllers, and we have a home controller here, and here index is a method which is returning a view, and privacy and error also are the method which are also returning views. So, and views are defined inside this folder, and these are the views of home controller, index and privacy, and we can go to the view from directly here. Simply by right clicking the method name and go to view. Okay, and there is also a shortcut for that. When you right click in this method, you will see Ctrl M press Ctrl G, so you can go directly into the view by clicking pressing Ctrl M G. So that's how we retrieve our views. Here index is a method of controller, and the UI representation of this method is defined inside here in the index.cshtml page, which is the view of this method, and we will explain it later how it is working. And this error view model is a model class which is responsible for passing errors to the view from the controller or vice versa. It is just a brief introduction. We will explain it in later part, and we will create our own view also on view models or database models also. So let's talk about these files. First one is application setting.json or appsetting.json. Here we define our some settings, like we can define here connection strings like this, and we will define it later. I'm just briefing about it. And okay, so some project related information like connection string are gonna be defined here inside this appsetting.json file. And let's see what this program.cs file is, and it is the core of your application. And here we define all the services we need in our project, or all the middlewares are defined here. So here this builder.services.add controllers with views is saying that we are gonna use controller and views in this project. So we can say that whatever services are needed in application will be declared here. Now they will be declared here in this section. Okay, after that here we will and in this section we will define our middleware. And what is middleware? First of all, so middleware is a piece of code that controls the flow of HTTP pipeline, and they will be invoked between request and response. It means that you cannot move further until you pass through a middleware. So this app.https redirection, use static files, use routing, and so on till here, these all are our middlewares, and we will define every middleware here. So it is a section for middleware. So I'm gonna write here section for configuring middlewares. So when you made a request, then first your application will build, then it will go to this middleware. After using this middleware and passing through this middleware, it will move to this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, and finally it will go to your response. It might be confusing at this part, but when you will create your own projects and you will use those middlewares and some more middlewares, then those things will be more clear to you. So do not worry about it, just go through it briefly. You will understand eventually about it. do not worry, focus on the logic part, and you can learn these things later also. So we will move to this www root folder, and all the static files like css, js or images will be defined here. So www root basically contains some static files like css, js and images. Keep it in your mind. And inside this properties folder we have a launch setting file, and here we have defined the launch URL for our project. Okay, and it's not that much important right now. Okay, here we have our dependencies. Okay, so now we have gone through briefly all the sections of this project. Now let's run our project again, and I'm gonna show you something. And you might be wondering that why this page is showing by default, why isn't other pages displaying, and where we have defined this default page for displaying. So let's see where it is defined. Okay, and inside this program.cs file you will see a routing section, but first we will see that how routing works. And we are going to open the new tab, and here we will write the name of controller and name of method. So it is a route. Here we have a base URL of the project, now slash name of controller slash name of view. So it is how a route works. If we are hitting this URL, it means that we are executing an index method which is defined inside this home controller. Here we have this home controller and this index method, and when we are hitting this index method, it is returning us a view, and here we have this view. So that's why we are seeing this view page here. I hope you understood the concept. Now let's move to the home page, and you might be wondering that why I am not seeing here like this home/index, because it is the same as this page and this page is same. There is no difference because it is a default page, so it is not going to show the full URL. Default page does not show the full URL. Okay, that's why we are not seeing a full URL. And inside this program.cs file we have defined a default URL. It means that whenever you run this application, the first URL will be hit home/index. So it is going to be your default URL, and it means the index view means index method of view controller will be executed first in your program. So I'm gonna write here index method of home controller will be executed first thing in this application. Okay, and it is a default URL. So now we will see how to access this privacy method or privacy view. So for this we are gonna write here slash name of controller and slash name of method, which is private. Sorry, not private, it is a privacy. Okay, and it is not a case sensitive, privacy. So here we are seeing our privacy policy page. Okay, I hope you understood all these terms. Now I am gonna remove all these files and we will create these things from the scratch so that we have more clear understanding about this project. Okay, I'm going to remove this one and this home controller guy. Inside this shared folder I'm gonna delete this and this. Okay, and we will not delete this view imports.cshtml page, otherwise it will give an error. We need this page, and inside this file we are going to comment this. And we are also going to remove these folders also. They are going to take some unnecessary space, so I'm going to remove it, and we will use our own CSS files. Okay, now if we try to run our project, let's see what happens. And we are getting some errors here, so let's click here and remove. Let's comment this thing. Okay, and let's not comment this one, only comment this one. Okay, let's see. Still we are getting some errors. Okay, it is saying MVC code tutorial could not be found. Okay, by the way, let's comment it for now. So for commenting the code, you have to select these two lines and press Ctrl K C. Okay, let me show you. Select these two lines and here press Ctrl K and C, and it will comment these two lines. Okay, you can also find this thing here, somewhere here. Okay, let me find. First let's uncomment this and select these two lines, and you will also find it here inside this edit, advanced, and here comment section, and its shortcut is Ctrl K Ctrl C. Okay, and for uncommenting use Ctrl K plus Ctrl U. That's it. Okay, now let's close it and let's try to run it again. So it is saying that this localhost page cannot be found because we do not have the home/index page which we have defined here, because it is our default page home/index and it is not finding this page, so it is giving us an error, page not found. Okay, so let's close this tab. Now let's create our own controller. For that, right click here in the controllers folder and click on add section and controller. Okay, and we will select this MVC controller empty. Now let's rename it to, let's name it person controller. Click on add button, and here we have created our first controller, which is person controller, and it have this index method. Okay, let's see how to create a new view. For that, we have to click on this index. Okay, and it's very simple. Right click here in the name of method and click add view, and here we will select this razor view. Click on add. Now here it is asking create as a partial view, no. Use any layout page, no. Click on add button. Now our view has created. You can see it here inside this views folder. it has automatically created a folder named person, and inside that it has created a file index.cshtml5, and it is the view of this index method. So we can also go there by go to view or by Control M plus Control Z. Okay, so it is our view, and let's remove this boilerplate of HTML code. Okay, just write here hello world. Okay, and click on this icon and we will see it in the browser. And we have not set any default page, so it is not going to show anything by default. For accessing that page, we will write here person/index. So it is the index page for that person controller. Now let's define it as a default layout page. So right here I'm gonna write person and it will be the same index. Now let's run it again. Now person/index has been set to the default URL for our application, and let's close it for now. Right now we have been using a static content here, but you want that I want to set it by programmatically. For that we have three methods, not methods, and three techniques, we can say techniques, by which we can pass data from this controller to this view. And let's see how can we do that. First one is ViewBag, and we will write ViewBag dot greeting equals to hello world. Okay, it is the first method for doing this, and here we will write ViewBag dot, and what was the name, greeting, ViewBag dot greetings. Okay, let's see how is it going. Okay, it is working fine. We have sent this greeting from our controller to view, and with the help of ViewBag, now we will use another methods for this, and we have two more things. Second one is ViewData, and it works like this: ViewData dot, let's name is greeting 2. Let's rename it, and okay, let's pass a message which is I am using ViewData or ViewData. And we have one more thing which is Tempdata. Tempdata dot greeting 3 equals to its Tempdata, its Tempdata message. Okay, let's see how can we display it here. Okay, let's copy this, and here we are using ViewData dot greetings 2 and Tempdata greeting 3. Okay, let's run it and let's see how is it working. Okay, everything is working fine. We have these three messages which we had sent from the controller to the view. Okay, let's see what is the difference between them. This ViewBag and ViewData is used to ViewBag and ViewData can send data only from controller to view, but Tempdata can send data from controller action to action. Okay, and right here Tempdata can send data from one controller method to another controller method. So that's the difference between ViewBag and Tempdata, or ViewBag ViewData versus Tempdata. So if you only want to send data from view controller to view, you will use these two guys, and if you want to send data from one action method to another action method, then you will use this Tempdata. And this Tempdata can also be used like these two guys. It's up to your choice, but we will not use these things too much in a real world scenario. These can be declared as a bad practice because they use sessions and they can be burden on the server. So in the real world you do not have to use these things. Using these things are considered as a bad practice because they are nothing but a session. Okay, now let's create a layout page. For that we are going to create it inside this shared folder, and we will right click on this shared and click on add. Okay, a new item, and let's search it here. Okay, it is going to take some time. Okay, and let's try to search it here. Layout page, yeah, razor layout, and let's select it and let it be like Layout.cshtml. Okay, so it is our layout page, and it is a basic layout for our whole application, and the other pages which can be called as content pages will be defined here. So we can see templates, content pages will be loaded here. They will be loaded here inside this render body method, or this render body method will automatically load those content pages. Okay, so let's use our layout page here. So inside this we will write layout equals to layout.cshtml, or let me see, just layout. Let's see is it work or not. And it is a one way of using layout page in your views, and another method will be we will use it from here, but we have commented it, so we are using it from here. For that you have to write layout equals to and name of your layout page, which is layout. Okay, let's see is it working or not. For that let's define something here, and let's write h2 hello there. And right here content goes there. So let's run it and check it in browser, is it working or not. So it is working fine. Okay, let's define another method here so we can understand it more clearly. For that, I'm going to create a method public iActionResult, and let's name it add. Let's name it AddPerson, and it will return a simple plain view. And let's add a view for this, so we will write add and view empty, and let's name it AddPerson. So it is our empty view, and we will also write here layout equals to layout. Okay, and let's run our project. So it is our index page, and let's call the AddPerson page. Okay, it is giving an error, so let's see. The view layout could not be located. Okay, it is a spelling mistake, so I'm gonna correct it. Okay, here it's layout layout, and let's define something here. Paragraph add details of person, something like that, so that we can distinguish these pages. Okay, let's see how is it working. So it is our index page, and let's call this person/AddPerson page here, and it is our AddPerson page. And you can notice that this hello there content goes there is same in both pages. Hello there content goes there, and hello there content goes there, because it is defined in our layout page, and it is going to be same whenever you will use a layout page. If your view is using layout page, then this content is going to remain same in all those pages, and it will be changed according to your URL. So here is our, so this section is our layout page, and this section is our content page, so content goes here. So I guess it is clear to you. Okay, and we will understand it in future, so please be patient, do not worry. And what is layout page and what is this content page? Just relax and watch the video. We are going to learn it eventually and slowly, and do not worry. So let's close this window for now, and let's see what we can do now. Okay, we will use models, and one thing has remained from MVC, which is the first term, and we haven't used it yet. It is our M for model. So let's create a model. Model is not anything special, it is just a plain class. So for that, right click here on models, click on add, and okay, we need to create a folder. It will be best if we separate the things, so we will create a folder domain, and here we will define our model. So yeah, right click here and click on add class. Okay, let's name it to person. Okay, and here we will define some details of person like ID and name of person, a string name, and just an email. That's it. and we are not going to define anything. And let's put this question mark here. Now this property is nullable. Okay, so we will bind that method to our model. For that we will create another method, and this method is going to be a post method, http post method, and this one was it is a get method. Okay, and it is a post method, and right here person and object of that person. That's it. Okay, and okay, leave it like it, and actually we will use it later. For now let's leave it just as it is. And now let's use this page, which is Layout.cshtml, and we will define some good designing part here. For that we are going to use bootstrap, and let's type here bootstrap. Click on this get bootstrap, and let's see how can we use it. Okay, let's go here in the docs section and we are gonna use this. Let's see. Okay, let's use this. So copy it and let's paste it here. And let's remove the previous one. And here we will use the div class equals to container and here we will define our content pages. So render body. Okay, now we are using the template of bootstrap. For that we are going to use the navbar, and this one is called a navbar. This, okay, we will use the navbar, and that's fine. Yeah, here click on this navbar and do not worry about it, just copy this and paste it here. So let's paste it here. Okay, yeah, that is absolutely fine. Okay, let's run it and let's see how is it working. Okay, so now our project is looking much better, and yeah, it is fine. Okay, let's see what we can do now. Now we are going to connect it with database, and I'm going to use this SQL server. And if you haven't installed an SQL server, you can download it from the internet. So let's see where we can find it. So type here download SQL Management Studio, and you will find here download SQL Server Management Studio. So here you can find the link. It is saying that free download for SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, so actually I'm not going to download it because I have already installed it in my computer. You can download it and install it. So if you haven't installed it, so please install it before moving further. Okay, Let's close it. So first of all, let's define our connection string, and here we will type connection string, and let's name it con. Here type here data source, and open your SQL server and copy this value, server name. It is the name of server, so copy this name and paste it here. So here we define the name of server, data source equal to name of server, and initial catalog, and it will be the name of database, so you can write any name. I'm going to write the MVC store tutorial. Okay, and at the end we will write integrated security equals to true. So that's it. Let's close this file, and now we will install some nuget packages. So just click in this tools icon, and here nuget package manager, manage nuget package for solution. So we need to install two packages from here. The first one is, okay, it is taking time. So the first one will be Microsoft dot, okay, it is taking little more time. So let's type here Microsoft dot entity framework core dot SQL server. So we need to install this package. Select here the project and click on install, and it will ask a permission for installation. I guess it is going to ask. Okay, let's wait and let's see how much time it is going to take. It depends on the speed of the internet and the speed of your computer. Okay, and we are going to accept it because we need to install it. Okay, I guess it has installed. Now we will use another package, which is the .tools, and this one, I guess tool or tools, yeah. So click here and click on install and accept. Okay, packages has installed. Now let's close this tab, and right here right click in this domain folder, and we will create a database context class. So click here and add new class. Let's name it database context. So that's it, and it's I have missed T here, so I'm going to rename it to database context. Okay, it's fine now, and let's inherit a class here. It will be db context. Press, and after that press control dot and click on this using Microsoft Entity Framework Core, and it will add this line here using Microsoft.Entity Framework Core. Now we will define a constructor here. So type CTOR double tap, and it will create this constructor, and it will inherit a base constructor which is asking me a db context options. So here we will write db context options, name of our class, so it will be database context, and its name is opts, and pass this opts here. Okay, that's it. Now here we will create a db set of our person class. So type here prop, double tap, it will generate a property for you. So right here db set and db set name of model, which is person, and name it to person. Now this db set, what it will do, it will create a table in the database with the name of person and nothing more. So it will create a table for you in the database, and you will access it through this db set inside this application. You are not going to write any SQL queries because we are using Entity Framework Core here. And if you need some more information about Entity Framework Core, you can check out my video on Entity Framework Core in one video in my YouTube channel. You will find much more thing about Entity Framework Core in this tutorial. I have created it for you. So if you want, you can check it also. And let's close it for now. Okay, now we will not talk about Entity Framework Core and move further. So here it is our database context class, and let's close it. And now let's move here inside this program.cs file. We will write some code for connectivity to the database. So here add this line, and what it is going to do, it is going to configure your SQL server here. That it is basically telling that we are using this connection string and please create a connection with database, something like that. And that is simple, and you do not need to remember these kind of lines. Please note it down somewhere so that you can use in future. I also do not remember these things, that's why I have copied it, and these kind of things happen. You can't remember every code. Focus on logic, do not focus on remembering the code. So that's the point here. So here builder.services.add db context, okay, these options, and write it down or copy it from the project which I am going to provide you in the description box. So I will put down the source code in the GitHub or some other kind of repository, or I can put it on the Google Docs, and wherever I'm going to put that project, I will give you a link in the description box, so do not worry about it. So now let's run the migration commands. For that, click here on tools, and here nuget package manager, click on package manager console, and we are going to create our first migration file. So right here add migration, let's name it init. So it has created a migration file. Now what we will do, we will write here update database, and this table which is person is going to be added in a database, and it will automatically create a database which we have defined here. It is going to create a database with name MVC store tutorial, or okay, MVC store, not MVC core, MVC core tutorial. Fine, just type here update database, and let's wait. build has started, build has succeeded, the connection property has not initialized. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to remove this migration file because I have changed in connection string, so I'm going to remove it. Okay, here. Okay, and I'm also going to remove this. Okay, and let's try to run this command again. Okay, and now type here update database. Let's see. Okay, the same error, and let me find what is the error. Okay, let's open the connection string. Okay, let's see what is the error. So it is the name of our connection string con, and inside the program.cs, oh, I have to write here this con. Okay, so it was the error. This name con and this name should be same, so I guess we won't get any error now. Let's update the database and let's see what happened, but this time I'm pretty much confident. Okay, and I was wrong. We are getting error again. So this time it is saying connection was successfully established with server, but there is error with login process, and it is basically authority issues. Okay, let's add a line here, and it will be trusted server certificate equals to true. Let's see it resolves the problem or not. So I am going to use this update database. Okay, and let's see. Yeah, we are done. If you are getting this error, then add this line also, trust server certificate equals to true. So now our database has created, and we also have created a table inside that database, which is a person table. So now let's move to our person controller, and where it is, yeah, it is here. So let's close this tab for now, the person tab, and this migration file. Okay, but I forgot one thing. We can also use layout page in another way. For that, here we do not need to define this line, and we just we are going to remove this line from our view pages, and we are writing this line here inside the ViewStart.cshtml page. Okay, and it will do the same thing before. Let's see how it is going. Yeah, and it is working fine. So let's close it for now and move back to our Visual Studio. So here we will write some code. So what we will do, we will add a form inside this AddPerson view. So we are going to use the form from the bootstrap. So let's find it, and let's see where we can find it. Form, yeah, here. Okay, and let's copy this form and paste it here. So let's change it according to our need, and we need person name and email. We need only two fields, person name and person email. and this one will be input type equals to text. Okay, and remove this one. Okay, it's fine. And name, for name, input type equals to text, class equal to form control, id, we do not need id here, we also do not need this thing, we need just plain things. So name, and here I do not need this email help. So here we will use email, and right here we will write ASP for name. But before that we need to define here our model which we are going to bind to this view. So we are binding a model to this view. For that we have to write @model and name of our project, which is MVC core tutorial dot controllers, not controllers, dot models dot domain dot person. So we are going to bind this person model to this view, and just copy this ASP4 to this, to here and here and here also, and it will be not name, it will be a email, and it will also be a email. Okay, now we will define a div here, and let's name it style width 50%. Cut it from here, paste it here, and let's define here h2 add person. That's fine. And here we will add a link a href class equals to btn default and btn, let's say btn primary, and it will be all person, and we will define the href part later. So let's see how our form is going. Let's add a class here, padding or margin top 2. Okay, and right here person slash add person. Yeah, it is our person add person view, and it is not going to perform any submit action. For that we have to define a name of method. So here will be ASP action equals to add person. Let's see. Let's add a breakpoint here. So just click here and let's run it. But before that we need to stop it and open this program.cs file and change this to add person. Now it is fine. So we have added this view to default setting or default URL, whatever you say it. And let's add something here. Name equals to John, email equals to John @xyz.com, and let's see we are getting values or not. So first of all, we are hitting that AddPerson method, and yeah, we are getting values. So till this point we are fine. Now we will add some validation logic into this person model. So open this model, go to definition, and we are going to make this thing required. Copy this one and paste it here, and also we need this as an email address. So if we write here if model dot, okay, it is capital model state dot is valid, and we are writing this negation sign here. It means if our model is not valid, then we will pass this message temp data. Okay, we are not going to pass this temp data, we are just returning from here. Okay, and otherwise we will write here temp data message equals to added. Okay, and we are not adding these values to the database, and I'm just explaining it to you how it works and how validation works. So let's run this. Okay, and let's close it. I forgot one thing, and right here, okay, we will check if temp data msg doesn't equals to null. It means if we are getting a message from temp data, then we will show it here. So here we will display a message which will be temp data dot msg, and we will add some validation some validation messages here. So we will write something like span and class equals to text error, not text error, it's a text danger, and ASP validation for name. Isn't it simple? It is very simple, and we will copy it and paste it here, and we will change it to email. That's it, and let's run our project. Let's see how is it working. Okay, first we will not pass anything, and let's see how flow is going. So we have returned from here. Now let's add something to it, and let's see what it is saying. Email field is not a valid email address, so we have to pass a valid email address, which is like this, and yeah, it is saying added. So we are good so far. Now what we will do, we will define some database connectivity here. For that, we are going to create a constructor. Very good. And here we will write private read only database context ctx, and it will be a underscore ctx. Let's copy this guy and paste it here and remove this underscore. so that we can distinguish both names. Now right here ctx equals to ctx, and it is called a dependency injection. Okay, right here a try catch block, okay, why it is, yeah, it is working. Exception ex, and from here we will write Tempdata dot message could not added. That's it. And we will return a view from here, and from here we will write added successfully. Now we will return to some method, so return redirect to action, and it will return redirect to this method. So copy this and paste it here. Okay, fine. Now let's write ctx dot add this person here, ctx dot save changes. Okay, I guess it is fine, not at all any problem. Okay, let's see how it is working. So let's add a person here, so let's name it John @gmail.com, and let's see. Yeah, it is saying added successfully. Let's add another name, Max and Max @gmail.com. Add one more, and let's name it Mary @gmail.com. Let's add one more, so let's name it XYZ and XYZ @gmail.com. Okay, we have added 4 records. Now we will display them somewhere. For that we are going to create a new method, public iActionResult display persons. Okay, and it will return a view, return view. We will write some code here, like where persons equals to ctx dot person dot toList, and we will pass this person to this view. That's how we pass an object of a class to the view. So watch it very carefully. I am creating and I am getting this object from our database using this contact class ctx.person.toList, and I am passing these persons to our view, and we will create a view. So it is going to be an empty view and display persons. So let's name it display persons, and let's copy. Okay, I'm not going to copy. Actually, we do not need that much copy part. We just have to pass here @model enumerable name of our project, which is MVC core tutorial dot models dot domain dot person. That's it. And okay, we are going to copy some of this part, so let's copy it and paste it here. First of all, we do not need this form, and we do not need anything from here except this one, and it will be add person. So we will define it here. Div class equals to row div class equals to call md4 and add person, and we will define the controller name person slash add person, and here inside this view now we can define person slash display persons. Okay, now right here persons, and we will create a table here. So right here table class equals to table is stripped t head tr th name email tr td td, and we are going to use a for loop here, for each loop here, for each where person in model and put this tr here. Now we will write person dot name @ person dot name and @ person dot email. So that's it. We need another here action, and right here td, and let's name it edit and delete. So let's run it. Now we have linked this, what we say, this button to a page, and we can go from here to that page, and we can move back here. So it is good. Okay, and we are displaying our data here. So let's add functionality for edit and delete. So yeah, first we will define the functionality for edit. Okay, and okay, but before that we are going to define some links here. First of all, I do not need this search bar here, and we do not need this link, and probably we do not need anything here. We will define our own links. So just remove it from here and it will be our home page. So it will be a person/index, and let's name it index page. Person/add person, add persons, add person, and persons, or name it display persons. Okay, and it will be display display persons. Okay, let's see how is it working. Okay, and it is not working fine, so I think I have messed it with. Okay, I have defined them inside this li, which I do not need to do. So first of all, stop this project and right here /li, and we need one more li. Now copy this guy here and copy this guy here. It is our anchor tag, and yeah, I guess we are fine now. Control KD, it will format our document. So let's see how is it working. Okay, and it is the link. Yeah, index, add person, display person, everything is working fine. Okay, let's change the color of navbar. It is not looking that much promising, so I'm going to use this dark one, and here let's see where we are going to paste it. Nav class equals to, so where is our nav? Yes, here nav class equals to its navbar dark. Okay, let's run it again. Okay, now we have applied the dark navbar. Okay, and let's change this navbar here. So first of all, we need to stop it, and where is it? Navbar, change it here, MVC core tutorial, MVC core tutorial, and let's copy this link and paste it here. Fine, so let's run it again. Yes, everything is working fine. Let's click here. Okay, we are moving to index page, and what we wanted. Okay, now everything is working fine. Now let's add this edit and delete functionality. So I'm going to close this tab for now, and also this tab. We are not going to use bootstrap any further in this project. Okay, now let's close this Layout.cshtml tab and move to the person controller. First we will define a delete method here. So okay, let's copy this one and paste it here, and let's name it delete person, and it will get an ID as a parameter. So first of all, we need to find a person with the given ID. So here, right, where person equals to ctx dot person dot find, and it will give you an object with this ID. So if person doesn't equals to, okay, it is a person. So if person doesn't equals to null, but first of all let's just define a try catch block here. So we will define it inside this block, and ex. Okay, if person is not null, then we will remove it. So right here ctx dot person dot remove add person, and here I think I have missed something. We can also write this, that person dot add person. Okay, and just type here ctx dot save changes. Now your record has deleted from the database, and that is pretty much good. Now we will return to the action, return redirect to action, and after deleting record from the database, we will move to this display persons method. So that was the idea. We will delete a record, then we will move to the display persons page, and let's add a functionality for edit. So let's copy this line and paste it here. Okay, and name it edit person, return view. So we will find a person here like we have did before, and we will pass this person to the view, and now we will create a view. So add view and name it edit person. Okay, and let's rename it to edit person. Now open this file AddPerson and select all the things and copy all the things and paste all the things here. Now rename here edit person and change it to edit person. So that's all, and we need one more thing here. We need a hidden property of ID field. So just paste it here for ID, and it will be a hidden type. Okay, and let's name it to update. Okay, and let's name it back. Okay, so here now we need to define these links. So it will be href equals to name of controller person slash name of method edit person, and id equals to person.id. Copy this and paste it here, and it will be delete person, delete. Fine. Now it will take class and btn success, and it will take class btn danger. That's fine. Okay, let's run it and see how is it working. Okay, let's move to display persons, and right here click on this edit button, and let's change it to xyz12, and it's to xyz1222. Let's see is it working or not, and it is not working because we haven't defined an update method for it. So here we need to define an update method which is going to similar this AddPerson method. So I'm just going to copy it and just rename it. Everything is going to be so much similar. We need to change it to update, and right here updated successfully. Actually we do not need it here. Okay, could not updated, and when it is updated it will move to this display person method. Okay, so I guess everything will be fine. Okay, so let's see how is it working. So let's move to the display persons. Now let's try to edit this record. Let's name it to xyz12. Okay, we have updated it, and now let's try to delete this record, and we will try to add another record, and let's name it abc @yzz.c, and yeah, added successfully, and everything is working fine. So far we are good. Okay guys, now you have basic idea of ASP.NET Core MVC, how this framework works. You have a pretty good understanding of this framework now. You can create some good projects with it now, and I have made tutorial of several projects in MVC. You can check it in my channel, and here it is the playlist for the projects, build projects from scratch. Here you will find these two projects. So if you are interested, you can also check out this content and build your own projects so that you can understand this framework more clearly. So that's it for today guys, and if you find this video helpful, then please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe this channel. See you next time.